Hello traders and investors, LA Little here, and this is your daily NeoTA wrap. Take a look at these markets from a neoclassical perspective. That means we're looking at supply and demand on the charts. And as always, we're asking ourselves what happened today and what might it tell us about the coming ones. Do this show 4 times a week, every Monday through Thursday, broadcast at 4:10 o'clock Eastern Time, archived on YouTube and under the channel LA Little. If you want to subscribe to the show and you haven't, just reach up in the right hand corner and do so. Anytime public content's pushed, you get a notification. As far as what did happen to these markets, let's take a look at the numbers here. You had another up day. It wasn't big, but it was on the Russell one more time. The Russell up almost 11% now in a week. That's unheard of. Big moves there. You had continued selling in the NASDAQ, in particular in the NDX. And you had the Dow, not the Dow, but the S&P just slightly down. Bonds get sold off. Dollar goes up again. There's the dollar, your bonds. Here's your bonds down here. Bonds were down big. They started making a little bit of a rally. And the dollar was up big all day long. Gold sells down some more. And we're getting oversold here. I expect you're going to see, we're getting both overbought and oversold. So what you're going to look for the next couple of days is how do those things resolve themselves. In other words, are we going to see these markets like work sideways? Are we going to see pullbacks? What are we going to see? And that's going to give you a lot of information. Now, you can actually get some of that by just simply looking at the charts. So let's take a look at them. And what we see to start with here, if we're looking on the S&P 500, is your volume increased from Friday. You got a little bit higher price. This is not quite done yet. Now, what it's still stuck on is this down breakdown bar. That's the anchor bar. It's been the anchor bar. It's still working off supply in this area, and that's what it's doing. Nothing wrong with it, but that's what's happening there, and that's what the S&P is telling us. So still positive, still can go higher. NASDAQ. If we look at the NASDAQ, now the NASDAQ has been struggling primarily because of big cap technology. And today was no different, although it did get another higher high from Friday with higher volume, which says this thing also can go up and test again tomorrow. NDX, though, different story. And the NDX now pushes down with volume. And so you're seeing the NDX continue to hit lows and hit it with volume. Now, what it did do is the low from Wednesday, it got under it, back over it, a little bit of a hammer. It's not really a hammer, but kind of. And that suggests that we're probably going to see this thing try to bounce a little bit tomorrow, probably. So the NDX actually going to try to finally bounce. What a huge discrepancy or divergence between large cap technology and everything else, or almost everything else. In particular, small caps. Look at the Russell. Russell just continues to soar. Today, again, volume picks up one more time. This came off the bottom like a rocket ship, folks, and that's about as steep an angle as you can get, and that's about as many points as you can ask for in that short period of time on a major index. It's pretty amazing, actually, when you consider the kind of move that we're seeing here. This thing, at the end of the day, started to tail off. Makes me think that what you're going to see is some sort of an attempt to do some sort of consolidation at a minimum. That's the indexes. If we look, let's go over and look at the world markets. I haven't really focused on these lately because, well, everything's happening here. Let's see here. So Germany, over, back under, don't have the volumes on it. It's going to be lighter than that one, though. That's going to try to pull back. Let's see what France looks like. And France, a little bit weaker, same story. And let's see what Switzerland looks like. And Switzerland, not much difference there, just not doing anything. So I don't see anything there. Let's go over to Asia and Taipei. Now, emerging markets is just like big cap technology. Emerging markets getting hit on the Trump victory as well as Asian stocks. Here's the Taiwan index. It's down testing the lows on the weekly. Shanghai, though, continues to rise. Now, that's kind of interesting. So Let's pull the weekly over on this. So over its breakdown bar. Now this can go higher. I don't see anything to stop it yet. Let's look at the Nikkei. Now the Nikkei has been benefit from the yen. Look at that move in the Nikkei on the Trump night. And then just a takeaway bar. It surges higher. Let me see about Hong Kong right quick. Got a long day here. I'm pretty tired. Let's see here. So this is inside bar. Doesn't tell us anything. So I mean, you know, you got emerging markets that are kind of struggling outside of that. You know, you got some good ones that are benefiting and some that aren't. The emerging markets I'm talking about, look at the EM, for example. Just look at this sell-off here. Just banging these things lower right across the board. And doing a full retest regen on that weekly. So hit it with volume too. Yeah, this looks to me like that's going to continue to have problems. While we're here, let's look at the dollar. All right, now the two biggest things, if you want to worry about something, the two biggest things to worry about is the dollar and the not the currency. The dollar is the currency. The bond market. And so we'll look at the dollar first. So big spike up today, right? You put this on the weekly. You're over the breakdown bar. Now, you got to stay over it on the weekly, so that's still up in the air. These are highs up here. Matter of fact, we bring over the monthly. That's these highs here. Yeah, so that's actually the critical highs. 26.24, we're trading at 25.84. If this starts another leg up, right, then things are going to get dicey, especially for S&P type stuff, multinational type stuff, because that's going to eat into them. Even if they're hedged to some extent, that's going to eat into their profits. And though it won't kill the market to start with, it will slow it down. And so that's, if you want to worry about something, that's something to worry about. While we're here, let's look at the gold market. This thing broke down hard. You got a little doji here at the end, 4 days, 3 black crows. This probably tries to bounce, just given the way it's set up. You know, a doji a lot of times after this kind of decline can give you some sort of a bounce, but it's just going to be a bounce. And if you're stuck there, just use your bounce to get out. Quickly, major sectors. Some of these are benefiting, some aren't. And I kind of went through these already once before. Even with Amazon getting hit, the discretionary doesn't look too bad. Healthcare got a bounce, but as I suggested, that's probably just a bounce. It's probably not the leader. Utilities getting beat up. Durables getting beat up. Technology getting beat up. Right down the list here, folks. Then you go to things that are benefiting. Industrials, nice big spike up. Financials, huge spike up. This is what's driving the Russell, all the small cap financials. Energy market really doing nothing. Energy just sitting there. Basic materials trying to lift but struggling. Semiconductors, they've done better than the big cap technology. But here's another one. Transports, just a fantastic rise to the upside. And you can get a feel here for what's happening. Biotech also getting some benefits. So, you know, when I look down the list of winners and losers, you see the winning sectors. And these are the majors. You can go in the minors and do the same thing. And you got losers. These ones that are winners, as they pull back, you need to try and buy them. That's where it's at. Have yourself a great one. Take care, and I'll see you next time.